Hello everyone, welcome back to Timberborn. Welcome to our Folktails colony on the Hollows map. So just a quick introduction where I left off in my last video. I sort of got this irrigation pond running and planted even more oaks. I can already see some of the oaks are growing up, so we can start chopping those down and getting even more logs. We expanded our water storage with some medium tanks, got another water pump. The power production is expanded with a couple of wind turbines, helping during droughts. And over here we built this stairway to get all the way up here to these ruins and started gathering the scrap metal. So I can see we have over 100 scrap metal right now, and that's something I'd like to focus on, getting the smelter and producing the metal. I think that's really what we need to move forward. And also we are still working on creating a larger water reservoir in here by trying to raise the terrain so that we can raise the water level. We need to rebuild these floodgates, basically with double floodgates, so that again we can be protected from a potential bad tide and the bad water can be diverted. I'm still somewhat hoping to get the first bad tide because it's already cycle 6 and we only got drought so far. So we shall see if we can get the bad tide in this cycle. I would still like to see what's exactly going to happen on this map during the bad tide. As I've mentioned already, I'm just not sure if I overlooked some hidden bad tide drains or some hidden tunnels and channels that could screw us. I hope not, but I just never know until I see the bad tide. So that's that. Now, at first I'd like to look over here, because like I said, I want to raise the water level higher to store more water. But to be able to do that, we still need to finish the last piece of the puzzle, I would say, and that's replacing also these floodgates with double floodgates and raising the wall with another layer of levees. So we shall prepare that, although we should definitely build first these double floodgates. Okay, this is highly prioritized, so that's fine. Well then, yeah, I guess we can also just demolish these and prepare it for reconstruction. Or is it double floodgates? Let's do that. Right, and I'm also rebuilding this forester because I noticed that it was the entrance was on the other side and he wasn't really able to reach this area entirely, so that's just about that. We also have this long-term construction project in here on top of this cliff, trying to deal with the bad water, deal with the bad tide with the water source inside the cave. So we are trying to push the bad water up and let it flow into the bad water crater. We could really use more builders, but the population is the issue. I'm already growing the population. I added a triple lodge and I'm slowly getting more beavers. And in fact, let me see the population here. Alright, so these are our children, and as I can see, a couple of those are growing up today, and we only have one newly born beaver, so I'm going to pause one lodge and we can get more babies tonight. And well, until we can grow the population further, I don't really think it's worth unlocking the builder's hut because I don't really have the beavers to work there, even though I could really use them. Also, I should probably just demolish these small tanks, we don't really need those, and just pick up the rubble. Okay, now for the smelter I need Right, 300 science. So we still need to save up some science to build that. But the smelters are really what I want to unlock next. I was also considering building the grill and starting to replant some carrots with potatoes, because we can use the grill to grill those potatoes. It is already unlocked, we don't need science to get it, and I'm sort of looking over here, we can just place it there, grill potatoes, but of course we will need to plant those potatoes first. And this recipe is really good, because from one raw potato we can get 4 grilled potatoes. This also consumes logs, but seeing how we have like 2 oak forests basically right now, I'm not too worried to use those logs for grilling. So let's start clearing some carrots, let's say over there. Slowly replant those with potatoes. There it is, the first Badtide is finally approaching. So we have 3 days to prepare. Luckily, we already built these floodgates. Now we only need to finish this wall. So hopefully we can do that within those 3 days. Otherwise, well, we will just not store that much water. I mean, this will work even if this layer isn't finished, but it would be good to finish it so that we can really raise the water level and store more water. But good, I'm pretty excited to finally see the Badtide. I'm kinda looking forward to it. With the Badtide we shall also be able to keep the power going with those water wheels, so that's pretty good as well. We have 350 science, so that means I want to have a look at those smelters finally. Let's unlock the smelter. And I'm going to build one, I guess, right next to the lumber mill. Now, the smelter requires 200 power, so I feel like we will definitely need a couple more water wheels and potentially even the wind turbines. So I'm sort of thinking probably like a couple as such, and then we can again use those levees to narrow this just a little bit. I was sort of thinking about the industrial area, and I already mentioned this earlier that I still consider this just temporary, because once we get the Badtide diversion set up over here, we will just use the area for farming. And I was sort of considering where to move the industrial zone, and I got an idea that maybe it could be cool and look pretty good if we build it on top of this cliff. As I'm sort of thinking, like, if we get those zip lines, we can have like one down here in our housing area and one like just on top of this, so this is going to be in fact like a very short distance to get there. The beavers will not need to go like all the way around, obviously. And then we can use this Badwater river to basically produce the power with water wheels in here again. And this cliff is also great because we can then get those gravity batteries and build them like maybe over here. And that's going to be pretty good because the cliff is so high and the battery will be able to store quite a lot of power. So that's sort of my vision for the future, let's say, having the industry over here, and well, later on with paper production we can get those large wind turbines as well. I think that's going to be a pretty good spot for the industry and also look pretty cool, but obviously that's really something for the future. Right now we need to just stick what we have over here, because I'm not going to have those beavers like walk all around here to start building anything. I will start like moving the industry once I get those zip lines and once we can like get there very quickly. And yeah, talking about the beavers needing to walk all the way around here, I was also thinking that maybe it's a good idea to like shorten the distance just a little bit by having a path right there. So now I think it might be just like slightly shorter for those scavengers to get there. And also we can maybe get another staircase down there. Hopefully that's going to help. Very well, the Badtide is almost here. So I'd like to do a couple of preparations. So first off, let's again turn off our pumps and the flow down. We managed to pretty much fill up all our water storage, all our medium tanks, so that's good to see. And then for these floodgates, well, what I want to do is just close these, open these. Now we have the water stored in here. You can see all the way up to this level, so we managed to build everything over here and raise the water level, so that's really good. And yeah, the water shall just get out. Also, we shall probably close this so that we are not losing any water there. And the Badtide started, so let's see. It's 10 days long, alright, so I can already see bad water right there. I suppose we should see this part first, so okay. Bad water is just going around as it should be. I mean, this says working as intended. And over here, working as intended as well. Alright, so really good to see. I'm not seeing any nasty surprises that the bad water like would flow out of nowhere. So I don't think I overlooked any Badtide rains on this map or anything like that. Again, I think it's really just the basics on this map with those water sources. Alright, so looking pretty good, I have to say. Not bad at all. And let me see the contamination. Actually, it's like not even reaching these areas. Alright. I expected the contamination to be spread, although it is still spreading. Okay, so I guess we need to wait for a day or two to really see. Yeah, it is spreading indeed. Alright. And over here I can see we can plant more potatoes, so let's just do that. Maybe just start preparing this cliff for my future vision. We can at least start with a path over here and chopping down these trees so we can clear the area and eventually build a zipline station on top and just start building everything. Right, so let's do something like that. Going to get like one lumberjack and just cut all trees. And we still have one more unemployed beaver. Yeah, I think for these droughts and Badtides we could get another inventor going. In the temperate season all the beavers are in the water pumps, but for droughts and Badtides I guess we can use more science. And speaking about the science, it would be probably a good idea to unlock the observatory. This is a really great upgrade regarding the science. It produces just way more science. The thing is, to even unlock this we need 1000 science, and then we also need the pine resin to build it. To get the pine resin we need to unlock the tapestry shack, and this requires again 500 science. So yeah, but let's maybe start preparing for that as well. So I'm going to actually unmark some of these pines for cutting so that they can just grow up and we can collect the pine resin. That's probably a good idea to do. Yeah, and starting to chop down these oaks. Very good. So let's keep building our smelter, I suppose. And I messed up again. A huge mistake. A beaver is unwell, so Lujin, the beaver spent too much time in contaminated water. It's fine for now, but will get sick in a few days. So we will have a contaminated beaver. And why is that? Well, because I'm dumb and I completely forgot that those beavers were walking through here to build these water wheels. So my builders were walking through this bedwater, and I'm afraid this might not be the last beaver that will get contaminated, because they are still walking through here. So, well, first let's remove the path. No beaver shall be allowed to walk there. I think I might even just remove these stairs. So now this beaver shall be able to just take the longer path, but at least no one shall be allowed to walk inside the contaminated water. Well, I'm sorry, beavers. Again. I let you down again. I'm just terrible. I don't know. So I want to try to help the beaver, right? Because he will get contaminated. It's like it always happens. And to cure the contamination, we can do that with the herbalist. It's over here. We can unlock and build it right now, but to produce the antidote, we need paper, dandelions, and blueberries. Our blueberries that used to be here all died because of the contamination and drought. So at first we need to replant some blueberries and dandelions, and I'm going to use this forest and just plant a couple of those over here. So let's do just something like that. We don't need that many of those, but at least some. And it will take quite some time for those berries to grow. So this is really not good. And we also need the paper. And to produce the paper, we need paper mill. And I'm just going to unlock that and, well, just build it over here. This is really the only thing I can do right now and save the beaver. So, well, I'm just going to do everything I can and hopefully we can save him. I don't know. Okay. I'm just feeling so bad about this and always forgetting these little things that just screw me and screw the beavers, and poor little beavers will get contaminated. I'm just bad. I'm sorry, beavers. I'm sorry again. Alright, let's connect these water wheels. That's what we should do to keep the smelter going and eventually the paper mill as well. Right, how is the power looking over here? So we are producing 350 power and we require 470. Okay, and this is producing 90. Alright. Yeah, I guess the couple of those shall help. So let's focus on building these power shafts so that we can connect at least this one. And there he is. Poor beaver, contaminated now, looking very sick, can't really just even walk, being all covered with the bedwater contamination. It's so terrible to look at. I will try to help you. I will do all I can to cure you. Age 35, the first contaminated beaver. I guess I'm still lucky that I only got one because there were multiple builders walking through the bedwater. So yeah, I fixed this with those platforms and we have the water wheels. This is now producing 130 power, so pretty good. If we narrow this, it might even go higher for this one. We are starting to produce the paper over here. I can see already 10 paper and even for storage, so yeah, we can just pause that. We don't need more paper right now. And of course the first metal blocks are here, as well as our first, well, potatoes being grilled in the grill. So that shall again increase the well-being. In fact, I can already see it over here that we are at 9 because of those grilled potatoes. So at least that's something positive in these dark days. Yeah, and those blueberries and dandelions, well, dandelions, they need like 3 days to grow, and yeah, 3 more days to be able to harvest the dandelion. But these blueberry bushes, that's just 12 days to grow, and then again 12 days to harvest the blueberries. So that's like 24 days for our Lujin to survive with the contamination. That's just terrible. I should have planted these sooner, should have prepared better for the Badtide, and yeah, I should have expected myself to screw up something again, like I always do. Other than the decontamination situation, I think we are doing pretty fine. The water storage, I mean, we are still retaining some water in the upper reservoir. I'm just slowly like opening this and refilling the pumping reservoir, let's say. So we emptied 1 medium tank, but we still have like 2 more filled up and just 2 more days of the Badtide ahead of us, so we shall be fine regarding the water at least. Right, and I can see that the levees are built over here, so let's check that. Alright, so this is the 134. It's one as well. Yeah, I think like narrowing the channel, basically all these water wheels are producing like 134, so don't think I can really squeeze more power out of these. But that's fine. Very well, the first Badtide is over, cycle 7 begins. So you can already see the fresh water coming back. Over here we still need to wait, I would say, for a day for this bed water to clear out, but then we can again refill our reservoir. The pumps are back on, so I think we survived. I mean, we still have Lujin contaminated over here, but overall I think we survived and we are good. We also have 780 science, so that means I would like to unlock the zipline station. We even got 48 metal blocks, so we shall be able to build like 2 zipline stations right away. And at first I think I'd like to connect our housing area with this cliff over here, then eventually continue all the way towards the scrap metal. Alright, so I can see the bed water is flushed over here, so let me just come back here and close these floodgates, open these, and let's start bringing some water back in here. Okay, let's raise this up. And these need to be open. Okay, so that's the setup for the temperate season again. And right, let's come back for the zipline station now. So I'm sort of thinking like having, let's say, a zipline station hub in the housing area, where the beavers will be able to like choose various paths there, depending where they need to go, and interchange between those ziplines. So maybe if we can have, let's say, over there, and then can I connect it? Oh, it seems it can't be connected directly. Okay, that's a bit strange. It's not that far away. Oh, but it's too steep. Alright, that's interesting. Okay. So we need to move this, I guess. Let me see. Oh, we could have it like over there. I can see the circle being green. Oh, there. Okay, maybe could do some sort of reconstruction with these lodges. I'm thinking like moving the lodges towards this cliff and then having the zipline station there. I think that's going to be better, so let me just do that. Alright, so let's focus on the lodges so that I can demolish those, pick up the rubble when possible. And now for the zipline station, so if I have it there, okay, now it can be connected directly. Alright, so let's start with this couple. That's going to be good. And then obviously I would like to get one like all the way here, but that can't be connected directly, that's too far away. It's to be expected. So yeah, we will probably need a zipline pylon to connect these. Or I could get like one more station somewhere around here, which might not be bad. If I get the industrial area over here, it can be connected in like multiple ways, right? So it might not be bad. I guess it depends on the science, and let's just start with these and we shall see. Because then I'm sort of thinking we can continue with a station like over here, so that these lumberjacks can be connected and possibly create a path like towards these pumps. That's probably a good idea as well. And the farmhouse. Yeah, I think I might want to like move this pump over here maybe, or even there. And then we can build platforms. So that's going to be like the third one. Can I connect this? Okay, that can be connected directly, that's good. And let's then have one probably around here. Alright, so I guess like over there. Can we connect this directly anyhow? You can see the green circle indicating we can connect it directly if I build it like say somewhere there. Alright, maybe we can have like a couple of platforms over here again. And then build it on top. Let me try that. Okay, so if I do that, the zipline station there, can I connect it? Alright, I can. That's very good. Okay, so I think something like that can be the first zipline network, connecting all the main areas for us. And let's focus on building those. A couple days passed, another drought is approaching as I can see, and well, we are still working on this zipline station. It is really very far away for the builders. It will help significantly once we can build it. Still missing some planks and logs. It really takes a lot of time, like trying to build something so far away. I hope we will get there eventually. And another drought, that's fine I guess. Okay, let's see the blueberry bushes. Alright, those are almost grown up actually. That's pretty good, and dandelions are already ready to be harvested. So yeah, we will need like 12 or 13 more days for that. Hopefully Lujin can still hold on. Drought is here, our first beavers ziplining. I love seeing that. And the drought is 15 days long. Okay, so that's the longest drought we've had so far. That's going to be interesting. That's going to be a test for our water reservoirs and water storage. So let me probably close these floodgates so that we can store as much water as possible. Alright, another beaver ziplining down here. And I would like to come over here and have a look at these water pumps. Actually, I want to rebuild this a little bit, so it is accessible in a better way with this zipline station. So I would like to maybe connect it through there, and then we could have the pump like on top of platforms. I'm thinking something like that. Yeah, let's do that. And then I want to also unlock the herbalist, because I can see the blueberries will still need like, I don't know, 10 days to grow, but I think we can set it up for Lujin. So let's see, well-being, herbalist. 300 science. Yeah, that's what we need. Also, maybe focus on building this first. Okay, and right, herbalist. Thinking we can have it like right there. There. Yeah, let's maybe have it on top of these platforms, why not? And then what the herbalist needs is like, well, blueberries, dandelions, paper, and I'm also going to get like a couple of small tanks to store the antidotes. Okay, so let's have a setup like that. Antidotes, copy that there. And we will have like a paper, blueberries, and dandelions. Alright. And now we also need to gather those. So we will need a gather flag. You can have it right there. Alright, so that's the herbalist. And then I also wanted to plant a bit more potatoes because I can see we are not really storing any grilled potatoes. They are just eating everything once it's grilled. So I'd like to clear a bit more carrots and I will again replant some potatoes. And then I was sort of thinking, as we are in the drought season and it's so long, we are not using the pumpers again. So we could use those beavers as builders. I think it's a good idea to get the builders hut going. I feel like I will use this just during droughts and bad tides for now, if we are not pumping to speed up the construction. Alright, we are in the middle of the drought, 7 more days to go, and I'm having 2 more builders over here. These guys are helping a lot, I would say. So we finished the zipline station towards our lumberjacks, really good. Also the Badtide protection wall over here is coming alive. Slowly but surely. I should also get stairs down there so they can finish that. Well, of course, we have the herbalist ready. And I was looking at the blueberries. In fact, we only need, I think, like maybe 2 days to grow. And then we can finally help Lujin. He's still here, still hanging on. Still very sick, not able to do anything. Yeah. Just a couple more days, my friend. I think you will be cured very soon. No, really, what we are missing still is the final zipline station towards the scrap metal, and we of course need to connect it. Now, as we have 550 science right now, I'm just going to unlock the zipline pylon, build it over there, and just be done with it. Alright, let's focus on that as well, so that scavengers can just come back home very quickly. Alright, and well, our water reservoir looking actually pretty good. Like, we still have those 7 days to go, but this is still somewhat filled up, so I'm feeling pretty good about this drought. I think we shall be able to survive, but as these droughts will only get longer and longer, I'm going to prepare a couple more medium tanks to store more water during the temperate season. Alright, let's get stairs. Connect it with the path, and then we can, I guess, connect it there, maybe even there. Why not? Alright, and there's some issue with our water pump. It's not working. Pipe obstructed. Oh, okay, I can see. It's the path beneath the pump. Oh, that's my bad. Okay, so we were not pumping for like 7 days, I guess. Well, let's remove the path. And yeah, that helped. Okay, now he's pumping again. Well, then I was looking at our industrial area that we are basically using just these wind turbines right now. So I paused like the gear workshop because we were not really using any gears for anything, and I paused one lumber mill because this is not producing that much power. And I was like debating, should I expand it? And I decided I'd rather maybe just start preparing the area on top of here, because yeah, like I mentioned, this is temporary. I want to move it on top of this cliff. And seeing how this is coming along, I feel like, yeah, we shall be able to relatively soon push the bedwater up and keep everything irrigated over here. So we shall really start thinking about moving the industry. And as the zipline station is ready over here, it shall not be an issue. Right, so I'm sort of thinking let's start with those water wheels again. We will need some power. And well, I think if we can have like a couple down there, then again use those levees to narrow this channel. Right, and we will need a power to get up. Okay, we need to unlock the vertical power shaft so that we can connect it as such. Alright, we will continue there. And now the funny part, how to get down and build everything, right? So definitely we'll need some platforms. Okay, I guess we could go this way with stairs. Yeah, maybe like that. It's connected there, connected there. Okay, and then over here we will need to like still get the power up, but yeah, maybe we could have like platforms. Let's say the power shaft will still go higher, and then can have a path below that, some more platforms, so that eventually it can be expanded in that direction if needed. And yeah, I guess they shall be able to build everything from top of here. Okay, yeah, I think this shall be accessible for now. So let's start like with a couple of those. Well, there it is. The story of Lujin ended, unfortunately. Lujin died of old age. Cycle 7, day 19. And I mean, this is just so tragic, because if I look at those blueberry bushes again, this is 98%, 99%. So we would be able to gather those blueberries on this day, produce the antidotes and cure him. This is just so terrible. This is so tragic. I don't even know what to say. I mean, this is so sad. Lujin, my friend. We didn't make it. I didn't make it. Oh well. Let's maybe turn off those lights in the zipline stations to express my sadness over this story. The story of Lujin ended in a tragic way. I'm so sad. Okay. We needed like one more day. I mean, he would die probably anyway, right? He died of old age, not of the contamination. I'm actually not sure if the contamination like speeds up the process if they die of old age like sooner than they would normally do. I have no idea if that's how it works or not. But he was like 53, 55 or something like that. So I believe he lived for like 20 years with the contamination, because when he got contaminated and I saw him for the first time, he was 30, I don't know, 33, maybe something like that. So yeah, 20 years with contamination, and then on the exact day when the blueberries are ready and we are ready to produce the antidotes, he dies of old age. Isn't that just tragic, I don't know. Well, we shall never let something like this happen again, so let's get on the gatherer, get on the herbalist. Let's produce some antidotes so that we are ready for any potential contamination. Now, I'm going to pause the builder's hut for now because we need more beavers to get there. Okay, and who else? Probably even the haulers for now. I can see we could use more beavers, and well, in fact, seeing how the water situation is like pretty good, I would say we still have plenty of water in our reservoir. I might get another lodge over here. Yeah, let's get one in the corner. Maybe I could even get a double lodge. Can we unlock that? 150 signs. Okay, I'm going to wait. Alright, so let's unlock the double lodge and I will build one right there. Hopefully I won't regret it. I mean, as I've mentioned, the droughts will only get longer and longer. But seeing how we are doing fine, I'm just going to do it. Alright, so let's gather at the campfire today, beavers. Let's remember Lujin, and let's keep living and surviving. I suppose that's what he would want. Oh well, this game can be so tragic sometimes, I don't know. And the drought ended, cycle 8 begins. So we survived those 15 days without water. And I mean, we had our water reservoir, there is still some water in here. So not bad at all. We know we can survive 15 days drought. Also, this somewhat evaporated, our irrigation pond. So I guess those 15 days, that's like a limit for this. But that's alright, the flow dam is working again, so we're going to refill this and keep everything irrigated. Now the Badtide protection wall is almost ready, we just need to unlock those valves. 300 signs, so I need to still wait a little bit for that. But that shall be ready very soon, and then we can keep irrigated everything over here. Slowly moving the industry on top of here. I wonder how much power these water wheels will produce. Would be good to get at least one and see how it is with the water flowing. And the zipline network is ready, that's just so good, like shortening the distance for everyone. Well, of course, our herbalist produced some antidotes. You can see over here we have 12 antidotes stored in small tank. So, well, we were not able to cure Lujin, but we will be able to help other beavers should they get contaminated anyhow. And by that I mean me doing some silly dumb mistakes again. So that's that. And right, the water wheel is ready over here, so let's check this. Power output 150, 160. 7. Okay, this is going up. Okay, let's just let the water flow. Because there's one thing I sort of forgot to rebuild over here when I was building the zipline station. I demolished a couple of lodges. But in fact, on top of those lodges, there used to be the rooftop terrace. And now we don't have it over here. So let's just quickly rebuild it, for example, there. Connect it with stairs. Yeah, so we can get the well-being. I think we were up to 9 already with the rooftop terrace. Yeah, it's not here. Okay, that shall help. Alright, so up to, yeah, 200 pyro with just one water wheel. Alright, so that's great. It's going to be more power than these down there. Right, yeah, most of those like 130, this one is just 90. Okay, so very good. This is going to be good eventually. But I'm going to leave that for the next time. I want to stop the video, and I'm also seeing we have some flooding going on. Yeah, this is closed, okay. Let's just lower the floodgate to 0.85 again. That seems like a good number. We shall raise this to 185. Still more water. Alright, so that's it for now. I will continue next time again. Thank you for watching. Have a great day. And goodbye.